It's my
This is where the gems are when we just fucking around before we start.
this is
But I
where
love
Jim
that. The gems. Why are you setting that
did
up?
Hunter Johnson.
This kind of has to do with like our what we're gonna talk about today, but like looking back and doing all that like reflection and looking back and longing for it. I feel like sometimes your past self does things to set yourself up in the future for when you struggle. And like what I'm saying is like I just found these when I was really deep in my yoga shit.
Mhm.
I
What are
made
you what
these
are you
little
saying? Oh, okay.
I made these little cards
Aw,
of like flows that I could follow when I was getting ready to get, teaching. Oh, you look beautiful.
you silly. You're
Look
so
at
silly. Well,
you. Looking so fly. Your hair
thank
is
you.
on point too. Ooh.
Oh no, it's the filter, girl. I got that filter on. Cover these naps.
No, but they look like no, like they look like you styled it, just something. Or maybe last time because I
Yeah.
saw you with the headband on, so it was pulled back.
Oh yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, I don't know. Like I made those, so I feel like I can use those tools to get me
Yeah.
back. I mean, that's what we're talking about today. So
Okay, cool.
yeah, I don't know.
Okay, it's being recorded.
I'm like, I can't. I'm like staring. I don't know why. Like, hey, boo.
I was too lazy to go down and get my regular lipstick, so I just put I hate I got a butt lip.
That's beautiful. No, what butt lip? Girl, stop it.
Booty lip.
Shit, I'll take you on a date. Where you want to
Hey,
go? What you want to do?
hey,
I'll put you on a helicopter
Applebee's.
to, oh no, on a date night. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, I feel like not ready.
What
Mm.
is? You stay ready.
Nails is done. Look at you. Oh, oh. Wait.
You're so silly. You're so silly.
Oh my. Whew.
I'm gonna start testing lipsticks with you. So this is a color, because I don't really do colors, so I'm gonna try different
I
colors,
like that.
and then you can
That
give me
pops. I like
a
it.
rating of it. Okay, cool.
I
This
like
was
it a lot.
this Sephora brand.
I need to go get me some lips.
I hope it's vegan. Dang, I didn't even think about that.
Oh, it looks too cute. It don't matter. It's cute. We gonna have to make an exception. This shit is banging.
It reminds me of
Okay.
that Fenty back in the day, the Rihanna Fenty.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that. That's beautiful. You got good lips. Damn. Let me
Yeah,
stop.
tell them about it.
Whew. She got them lips, y'all. She got them lips. Okay, are we gonna start? Oh my
I'm
gosh.
ready.
My eyes leaking. All right. All right.
Oh,
Hey Mo, how are you?
hey, boo, I'm fine. You?
Is that how I'm talking? I'm
Yeah.
sick.
Oh, okay, Bookie.
You making fun of my condition.
I'm good, boo. So you're sick?
Yeah, I stay sick. These kids got the germs and stuff. I thought we were all over it and it's back. Pink eye, all the things.
Mm,
So if you're watching the video, you can see it's a mess. But yeah,
that is crazy. And I want kids at the time of my life when my immune system is going down.
I mean, I got to drink that
Sheesh.
emergency. I got to drink water, echinacea, what an elderberry. What is all these? I don't
Dang.
even know.
Ginger.
Sanitizer, all that. Anyways, anyways.
Anyways, what are we talking about today?
Oh, so if any of you have gone to our website and the blog, you'll see we going through some things and sharing some experiences.
Hmm.
And you and I were talking about some stuff, I don't know, yesterday, 2 days ago, whatever, just about how we keep looking back at like, man, we were on our game. And it's this is a common theme with us. I feel like we talk about the pandemic and pre-pandemic, post-pandemic. Um, but just the marked change it's had on our lives and how we have like a sense of longing for the before times. And so maybe I figured it would be interesting for us to talk about getting through this phase in our life, which I know a lot
Hmm.
of people can relate to, and finding our way to who we're supposed to be today instead of looking back
Yes.
and longing for something that's no longer a thing, you know?
I feel like that's just how we are. Because I was thinking back to when we met, and you would be talking about school a lot and your school girlfriends and stuff. And you were out of school a couple of years at least. So it wasn't like you were fresh out of school.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's just how we are. Like, and I was longing for the past and thinking I was too old back then.
Yeah.
So it's
I
like, I don't know. I feel like that's just how we are as people. I don't know. I don't know. So that is me.
I think I was trying to see if I could find it, but there was I was on Pinterest looking for, these inspirational quotes and things like that. And and I forgot where I was going with that. But it was something about when you try something new, or when you um are taking a step in a direction you haven't been before, the
Mhm.
first thing to greet you is fear, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I think that maybe that has to do with that feeling of looking back, seeing what you've been through already, and
Mhm.
looking at how, even if in that moment it didn't feel good, looking back and saying, "Oh, those were good times." Or,
Mhm.
"Oh, I was strong. I was confident," because you have that hindsight. But now that
Yes.
you're moving forward, it's scary. So
Do you
it's
remember
more comfortable to look back.
exactly? Do you remember me in London complaining?
Yes.
See, like not appreciating everything I had. I would kill to have that right now.
That opportunity to
So,
be there experiencing.
so now I'm trying to think like, what is this opportunity? Like we've been
Yeah.
through it. Like go check out our blog to see what's going on. I gotta read yours.
Yeah.
And just what right now am I gonna look back on and
Yeah.
say, dang, I had it made. Like should have done this or should have done that. And I'm really trying to figure that out.
Well, that's that piece that we talk about, but it's hard to put in practice, is the mindfulness. Be
Hmm.
present in this moment. What is happening in this moment? What we did, we done been through it. It's gone. Like, have fond memories, feel good about it. Let that build up your confidence to know you can go forward in any endeavor
Exactly.
you seek. But when you're present in the moment, I mean, I feel like we don't enjoy today.
Hmm.
Um, And I know in a couple of years, we're going to look back at this, because we talk about the podcast. We're looking back at old episodes from 2 years ago, and we're like, oh, the energy we had. Oh, remember that was so fun. Oh, I sound like I know what I'm
See?
talking. Oh, and it's always this fun, which is wonderful that we can look back with fondness on our life. We're looking back at all these times. So one day we'll look back at this and be like, oh, this was,
Hmm.
and maybe hopefully not with regret. We've been gifted another day, another month, week, year
Hmm.
to pursue and to be. And so it's just a matter of taking that time, being present in it, and pursuing what we're looking for, what we want, our passion.
Yeah, I
um
was thinking it kind of made me think about alcohol. Like time,
Alcohol.
most of us or a lot of us, the first time we had alcohol,
Ugh.
and probably like we got sick or something bad
Mhm.
happened, or not bad, but
It didn't taste good.
it was a feeling we never felt before, and
Yeah.
so it was kind of a little scary. But
Yeah.
then we continued to do it anyway, and then we got used to it. And so I feel like that's how it is with this, with life, with everything in life. The first time is going to be scary. You never did it.
Mhm.
You don't know what to expect. Eh, at this age, it's kind of weird to feel new feelings. So when you
Yes.
something new,
Yes.
"Ooh, what is
That's
this?"
big, Mo. Yeah, it
Mhm.
is weird. How am I this old and I'm having new stuff? Because you
Yeah.
think, oh, it's over. All my milestone, 25, rent a car, 21, drink a boot, all those
Mhm.
things. And then it's like, what are the milestones after that? But every day it's like,
A
oh, this
milestone.
is new. Like, why do I feel so uncertain or um fearful about taking these next steps? Nothing should be new to me by now. But it's like
Mhm.
the world is new, for one, since the pandemic, but just in general, this is a new phase, a new time. Yeah, that was ooh, okay. Yeah.
It really is. So I don't know. I guess to just know because we've been through other stuff, just to know that if it feels funny, if it feels scary, just continue to do it. There's a difference between fear and like your intuition saying, no, don't
Yes.
do this, and I think that's important too, because sometimes it's easy for me, for instance, don't want to leave the house sometimes. I'm like, I don't want to leave. All the people are
Me
outside.
too. Mm-mm.
Jump in
Peoply.
the shower, get myself ready, and just go because you got to do it. And then I feel so much better for having gone out after.
It's energizing. Yeah. What is it about our minds that do that? I posted a blog, or I started talking about my yoga, returning to yoga, and
Hmm.
this part of my journey. And it's my whole brain on the way to the yoga studio was like, you don't want to be there. So who knows what could happen? Just the negative talk trying to
Mhm.
keep me in the house.
Yeah.
And then once I got there and I did my yoga class, whatever, I left and I was like, oh, like it's beautiful. I had the
Mm,
windows down, the world is great. And I don't know. Why am I talking myself out of experiences? Like, why am
mhm.
I trying not to experience and live my life? I want to just stay in the house doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Maybe
what is it
fear
about
and
us
guilt.
that,
Fear and guilt.
yeah, I think it's that root chakra. Something's
Mm.
not aligned. I was thinking about that a lot
Alignment.
today. Huh?
Ooh, we should do a series on aligning our root chakra.
I
What
think
is
that's a
root
big one.
chakra really? Because I honestly don't know. I say it, but I don't really know what that means.
Uh oh, I'm not recording properly. Gallery, my bad. So that's going to be funky. Um, Root chakra. So I was looking at that. The root chakra is like base at the root of the base of the spine, and
Okay.
it's I guess the things you want to think of with the root chakra are like survival and stability, security. Each
Oh
chakra
yeah.
has a color. It's red. Root chakra is red, and it's
Mm,
it's almost like root. It's rooting you down into a stable, secure position.
mm-hmm.
Um, and so if it's balanced, you feel grounded and energetic, healthy, secure. And if it's out of balance or unbalanced or whatever, you have that fear, you have anxiety, you have like instability or insecurity, you question yourself, low self-esteem, that kind of a thing.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
And I feel like if you have anxiety or social anxiety, it probably is your root chakra. Like if you're not
Mhm.
feeling in your power, feeling secure, confident in yourself, I feel like that's a big thing, like a fear of control maybe or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, for me, I have disabilities, so I have one communication disorder, and it part of it is just not being able to understand people's reactions or faces. So if you make a face that's off-putting to me, I just assume you don't
Off-putting.
wanna talk to me, and it's like,
You
I
said off-putting. If your face is
because I feel like you don't wanna be there and you don't really wanna talk to me, and so then I
yeah.
get insecure, and then I want to leave the conversation. So I think that's a big something that I know I have and I try to focus on. I didn't know it had a name or it was a disorder or anything,
Yeah.
but so,
Yeah.
just looking for tips on how to handle that because I think if I can get more confident in that, then it would be easier to communicate with people. I just don't like to be misunderstood, which is happens
Yeah,
a
communication is so hard. And
yeah.
then when you're not confident in your communication, that
Mhm.
can really create that fear of not wanting to go into the world and have experiences and interactions and stuff. And I
Mhm.
think that that's a big piece that's probably changed for you and for me. Definitely, I know I can speak for myself. It's changed for me since the pandemic, since being kind of isolated from people. And I think that's something that takes practice. Like if you're out of practice, um, in reading people's communication, reading people's
Mhm.
faces, that type of a thing, and not feeling confident in your communication. Because I know I lack a lot of confidence. Like I don't know what to say. Like I'll be
Yeah.
going to this school pickup to pick up these kids, and like people just making small talk, and I'm like,
Yeah. Small talk.
I have no idea what to say.
Yeah.
Or then I start like, oh, she asked me how I was doing, and I told her, and I didn't ask her back. Oh God, like, and it's just a
Mhm.
whole
Yeah.
spiral, and then it's weird when I see them the next time, and that energy translates. People can see your crazy energy.
Yeah. Do you think they're judging you? What is making you think that? Like, why
I
didn't
don't
you, like
I think I get so nervous, I forget
Mhm.
to inquire about them or sometimes I have questions I wanna say and it doesn't fit in the like, I'm not
Mhm.
present. Maybe it's a presence,
Presence,
because I
yes.
try to prepare, because that's what you do when you're anxious. You have a
Mhm.
fear, you try to prepare for it. And I think it's in that preparation that I'm like, let me ask you about this. And we ain't even talking about that. Like what, like stay in the
Yeah.
moment, stay in the conversation, stay in the present. And I'm so nervous and anxious that I'm thinking two steps ahead just so that I don't F it
Ooh, this
up.
is interesting. If you have 6 hours or 8 hours or 3 days or who knows,
Oh!
uh, I would suggest a neuropsych eval because I would be curious to see what is causing that, if there's something underlying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been working on this with my I feel like this is therapy with Em and Mo, but I mean, I've been working on that with my therapist, and a lot of that, not speaking up for myself or not using my voice stems from being a child and being told,
Mhm,
seen, not heard. You don't I don't care what you have to say type thing.
mhm,
Um, and I think that's common for a lot of kids, a lot of people our age, especially women our
mhm,
age, being raised in that time where it was like, I don't care what's wrong with you. Get out of here or go, like that kind of attitude. And it's,
yeah,
I like that you can shake your head and it's not just my experience. And I don't think it's, anything that's like my parents or my aunts and uncles and all that stuff. It's not their
mhm.
fault. That's just how it was,
Yeah, that's how it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. You were just a kid. Whatever you had to say wasn't important. I mean, it's so different from how we're raising children now, where it's like, your feelings are valid,
Mhm,
speak your mind, and oh, it's a safe all that. There was no safe space. You just shut up and get out of my way. I'm trying to watch the game. I'm trying to do this. I got, it's like, here's your key, make your
exactly, yep.
dinner, your Chef Boyardee in the microwave, leave me alone.
Mhm, yep, we were latchkey kids and
Latch,
stuff.
yeah, all that stuff. So it's just a different
Yeah,
time, but relearning, again, things are new at this age, which is weird, but new in the
mhm,
sense that, hey, my voice does matter, my feelings do matter. I can speak for myself. And so that's
yeah,
a challenge, is learning to be able to use my voice and knowing that whatever it is I have to say, I can say. I mean, obviously I'm saying it. We have a
mhm,
podcast. We stay talking. But
mhm,
in real life, interpersonal stuff with people I don't know that well,
exactly.
feel confident in who I am and what I have to say because it matters. It's who I am. So um, that's a
Yes, there
piece
you
of it.
go, it matters, and
I
when you're
matter. No,
yeah, I know, this is kinda therapy, yeah, because when you're a kid, you're not told you don't matter, but it's, like,
it's not
outcome determined.
important.
It's like, you
Yeah.
only matter when you're achieving or something like that,
Mm,
and get out of my
yeah.
face, let me don't
Mm.
mine was even worse because it was like, "Don't hug me" sometimes.
Oh shit.
And yeah, so that's a lack of affection, and things like that, so
Yeah.
and that's the one source you're supposed to have that unconditional love
Your
from.
parents. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly, so um, it's so interesting though how, like we said, this is very common for our generation. Why did it affect us differently? And it's normal for just like I think about that with bullying. Why did
Mm,
bullying impact me
mm,
so much? Whereas other kids just wrote it off and everyone got bullied. It
yeah.
wasn't just unique to me, but I didn't see it that way. I was so stuck in my head, I guess, that I didn't realize, oh, we're all getting bullied here. That's just the nature of
Yeah.
childhood. That's the nature of growing up.
Yeah, the bull yeah. Everybody got and I think that's an interesting thing to pick up. I mean, we're going all over the place, but I do feel like I mean, I was picked on for a lot of shit.
Mhm.
Um, and that's like left marks, like left
Mhm.
like I'm very sensitive about certain things, hyper focused on certain parts of my physical body that have
Mhm.
to be a certain way. Like a lot of it has to do with hair, and I think that's something that's probably common through, a black woman if
Oh,
you grew up
yes.
in a non-black area. Like, I think that hair
Mhm.
is a big piece, or just in general. Um, so I think we did, but I think one of the pieces is if you were able to go home to a place that reaffirmed you and, built
Mhm.
you up, maybe you could combat that a bit, or at least a
That's
loving
true.
environment at home. I see a lot of women who are our age, though, and this is again, we always talk about race, but I do find a racial divide in this, that are just confident. And
Mhm.
I look at them and I wonder, like, 1, are you really do you go home and do you have the same questions I have? Is
Yeah.
this you're just good at putting a front, or your mask is on tight, like you're right, like you know how to
Mhm.
do what you're doing? Or do you really have that confidence? How did you get that? And that sounds ridiculous, but like how can I be like you? Like
Mhm.
how can I walk through the world positive and confident with my head up and commanding rooms and doing things like that? Like I mean, some of
Oh,
them
you
are
command a
women that I
room.
can't stand, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like this is the weird thing, and I think I sent a meme or something to you or the group chat or something
Mhm.
about, being an introvert and an extrovert, like,
Yes.
if you're comfortable around the people, like, I have no problem to we could talk all day, just
Mhm.
like this, there's no anxiety in this
You
conversation.
know it's safe, there's no judgment, this
Yes,
is a safe zone.
yes, or professionally, I've
Mhm.
known that I can do it, when I was working, and I know you can do it. If you gotta get
Mhm.
up and do a presentation, I will throw it down. You will see all this stuff. Here's my stack. Here's the PowerPoint. I know what I'm talking about. Listen. But when it's just out in the world, like ad hoc conversations, just random, like whatever, I don't know what's happening. Like
Yeah.
my mouth doesn't work.
Is it places you want to be? Because I feel like for me, I get that more in places I don't want to be, where I feel uncomfortable. But if I'm comfortable, say it's a meetup, for something like Black women in tech or something like that, where I'm gonna feel
You have an
like I fit
interest.
in.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a shared interest, then there's a little of a guard let down. I mean, I'm still awkward Black girl even among the Black women. There's still this guard that's let down. So I wonder if that's what it is. And also, that's why I hate the liquid courage, because once I have the
Yes.
liquid courage, then I'm fine anywhere. I can, then
Yeah.
I'm the one making the small talk. Oh no.
Well, maybe that's part of, I mean, both of those things is I feel like I've been contemplating before we got on this call was what happened, and I'm using the pandemic as a point of reference for
Hmm.
time. Before that, we had just moved. And so I didn't set my roots in. Like I didn't establish some kind of like a baseline with the community that I'd moved into. It didn't make any friends, none of that stuff. So, and then lockdown. And it was just like, okay, so the stress of moving, the uncertainty of like new people, new school, new everything, not having that in place and then being removed from any social situations. So I think that that kind of messed me up. But then also
Hmm.
the liquid courage part that you bring up, um, I don't participate in that anymore. And it's not like a conscious, like, I'm not drinking. I just
Hmm.
don't feel good when I drink anymore. And so that's a piece that's been removed from, the lubricate, the social lubricant. Like
Yeah.
I don't have that. I don't have that. And I think I've relied on that my whole life, my whole adult life is either
Mhm.
wine or some kind of alcohol or energy drinks. Like that used
Mhm.
to be my thing in my 20s. Before I had children, I would pound those rock stars and just be
Mhm.
like hyper, like, hey, but I mean, even at my wedding, there's pictures of me drinking a rock star right before going down the aisle. Like it helped me. Coffee doesn't do that to me. I can't, you know, pop an edible or do anything like that. I am a
Mhm.
responsible mom. I have to drive and do things. So I don't do that anymore. So I
Mhm.
can't, I mean, there's no way I can alter my state of being besides being present and working on myself to
Exactly.
alter it myself, and that's work. That's hard.
Yeah, you're gonna
Um,
become like a healer or something, because you can reach states, different states,
mhm,
without taking anything, because every we have
yeah,
chemicals in our body, everything is in our body through meditation. There are
mhm,
people who meditate themselves into a feeling of bliss, and
yes,
that's why we have hypnosis, because you can alter the mind.
yeah. Well, I had that type of experience, and this is something that gives me hope is like, we just started, with my therapist, started some work. Um, and one of the things we did, which is kind of weird, I feel like I've been like not brainwashed or whatever, but just there's a trigger word that we've created that brings me to a place of calm. And it's weird.
Mhm.
And I've used it all week since speaking with her about this. And it's like a safe, calm place that I envision in my head. And anytime I say this particular word,
Mhm.
it's like taking a deep breath, and this is gonna sound really extra, but it's almost that sounds so I can't say it's almost that feeling after orgasm. Uh,
What's that?
like, just like a release of, like and just you could just lay there and be like, "Ugh,"
Uh,
and it's weird, and I don't think I've ever told anybody that. I haven't told her that or my husband or anything,
mhm.
but that's the feeling I get when I hear that trigger word. It's like a deep exhale, body release. And it's like, it's crazy that I can do that now. If I'm in a stressful state, I can just think of that word and my
Mhm.
body just, like your shoulders drop from your ears, tongues off
Yeah,
the
your
roof of your
tongue,
mouth,
yeah.
your body. Yes. And so if I can do that, if I can find a way to tell my brain, calm your body, calm the body down. Because you can think about it all you want, but like your body is on crack. Like your body is
Mhm.
doing crazy stuff, stressing out. Oh, I got to go talk to people. I got to do, um, tensing up. But, um, yeah, the work, it's hard, but how else do you get through it? I don't know.
There's no other way. If you wanna stay sane and you want to be the mother to your greatest potential, then you're on the right path,
That's
because
crazy.
and be yourself, be the self you wanna be, and I think that's what builds the confidence, because I remember there was a period of time, like, right before the pandemic, when I
Pandemic?
just had this confidence and I didn't really wasn't really self-conscious or anything, which was a new feeling for me, and I said, "Oh, no, am I a narcissist?" Like, I remember being like,
Aw.
"No,"
No,
like,
that's just confidence.
I didn't even know you were allowed to have, like, that level of confidence where I just walked in my body, just
Yes.
I was just who happy with who I was. I
Yeah.
didn't feel like I owed anyone anything or owed an explanation for my existence, and I felt like I was allowed to take up space,
Yes.
and it's a great feeling, and I don't know, I feel like I just need to move back to New York because every time I go visit there, I feel that feeling again, just like a belonging. Maybe it's belonging or
Mm.
that's my, root chakra thing, I think, is a sense of belonging since
Yeah.
I didn't really belong anywhere and I'm adopted. So, I want that would be really interesting to see.
A sense of belonging.
Yeah.
Mm. I think that's missing for me too.
Mhm.
Outside of my household, I don't know that I belong anywhere. Like, I don't have activities. I think that's maybe why yoga felt so good was like, hey, like they're just so welcoming. Come on in. And I was like, oh, it's been several years since I've done Bikram, whatever. No judgment. We don't care. Come on in. Come as you are. Work it out. Like if you can't reach this pose, that's okay. And just reach down. Just do this. And it's just like you're accepting me for how I present right now. And this is what it is. And that's okay because I showed
Mhm.
up. And I feel like our friendship is like that too. Like if I'm sick today and it was like, "Oh, you're like, okay, we can reschedule or we can do whatever. Let's just see how, like
Mhm.
it's an acceptance and it's a no judgment or oh, we got to reschedule and there's no negativity around
Yes.
our interaction. And I feel like I am craving a space where I can feel free to be me, be
Mhm.
authentic, try new things, mess up,
About
not know
being on
what to
display.
say. Yeah, without being picked apart or
Yeah.
tomorrow are you gonna act different? Because I was fucked
Mhm.
up today? Because I had a bad day? Because I didn't ask you how you were doing? Are you gonna act funny tomorrow? Like, and I feel like that's how it is, like, one bad interaction with somebody, and then what, are we not talking anymore? Like,
Mhm.
because that's been the experience here is, like, one awkward conversation with someone, small talk at
Mhm.
pickup or whatever, and then that's it. "Okay, I'm not gonna talk to that one anymore. We're gonna go," and it's just like a
And you
I
sure
don't
it's not
know.
racial or anything?
I don't know if it's racial. I mean, I don't get that vibe. I don't I don't get that vibe.
Okay, I
Um,
just wanted to make sure it's not because you're different and, well, in the
yeah, well, I mean, I don't know.
stereotypical way, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It could be, shoot, but I'm not picking up on it. So
Mhm.
it's whatever. But it's just I don't know. I mean, that would be easy for me to be like, "Oh, it is racial." So then I can be like, "Oh,
Yeah, I
fuck it
think that's
then."
the easy way out. Yeah, I think
I
that
could be
is.
like, "Fuck it." No, it's just
Yep.
I'm awkward and
Yeah.
I mess things up sometimes and step all over my words or I whatever.
Same, and it's off-putting the people,
Yeah. Uh
fortunately.
And I think that's why I end up in situations where, um, sometimes I make friendships with people who are forgiving of that or who are also awkward, even if we don't have things in common or don't have like it, you just find yourself there with these people. Um,
Mm-mm.
Even if it's not a good fit. I mean, maybe not for you, but that's how it has been for me. And then
Yeah.
it just creates more of a discomfort
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's not
that's
a
what I'm saying,
connection.
mm-mm. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
used to do that too, I'm like, "We're weird," we can be weird
Yeah.
together.
I feel safe with you.
I
I
didn't know,
maybe
my
don't feel
stomach went hurt.
happy. Maybe I don't feel happy with you or
Mhm,
aligned with you, but I feel safe. It's safe, it's
mhm,
comfortable until it's not.
mhm.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I saw this quote that says, "The only person I've ever lost and needed back was myself."
Mhm. I
Um,
don't know if I've ever found her.
yeah. I mean, I guess that's what I'm thinking. I mean, that quote, like, kind of resonated with me in a sense. It's like, I don't know if at any phase in my life, I felt like I think I do have a point where I did feel like I knew who I was.
Mhm,
And I loved myself, and that was, like, in college, um, which is really weird because that's a time of, like, discovery and kind of not know but it was just, like, a time where I was like, "I love me, shit.
mhm.
I'm the shit," Like, I was like, "Ooh,"
Love that.
"Brown Sugar 531 on Black Planet." I
Yeah,
was really feeling myself, in, like,
good for
2000,
you.
2001, um, but I think experiences knock you down from that, um or make you question that sometimes. And then it's hard to just find out what especially now, this is a time of transition. We talk about midlife. This is a time of transition. Like,
Mhm.
who am I? And I do feel like I've either lost her or don't know where she is or how to uncover her. But I think
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
task we're challenged with right now
Mhm.
is instead of going back to pre-pandemic, like look forward and say, what is it that I'm supposed to be right now? Um, that's hard.
Yeah, and from what I remember, it's just something that you're not gonna even know. It's just gonna be one day you're gonna be in stride and like, "What
Yes.
the?"
When
It
is that though? I'm nodding my head yes, but I'm like, okay, when that's supposed to happen?
it's just gonna happen, and that's crazy. You just gotta keep, you know what it is when you it's alignment. You have to
Mm,
keep being aligned and realigned and aligned. So, I think when you're walking in that alignment that you're you're in a flow state where
yeah.
just confident, you're just achieving, you're doing what you wanna do, make so I think that's all about having those goals, having something to look forward to,
Mm,
and working on ourselves and making sure that, you know, you make room for yourself.
mm, yeah. I think that's a hard part. I mean, your
Mhm,
days get busy with things. Excuse me. Your days get busy with things and you forget about yourself, the care of yourself, the sitting
mhm,
maybe in stillness or the meditation or the planning or maybe not planning, but just seeing where your mind goes and where your interests lie and you forget to set aside time for yourself to
yeah.
dream. Um,
Same,
yeah,
even I
that's
don't have the same responsibilities you have, and I still find it hard to set aside
yeah.
time.
We don't prioritize our that's so weird. That's the weird thing, and I think that's something that maybe comes in your 40s too, I feel like,
Mhm,
is this reevaluation of, "Hey, you know what? I've lived for so many people, um, for my job, my employer. I've lived for my parents. I've lived, in service to these people and these things. I need to serve myself first. I need to
mhm,
take care of myself and develop myself the way I would my children or, my friends or my career." Yeah. I think we do you said something earlier about, like, being in alignment,
mhm,
and I feel like we should just, explore that a little deeper in another episode or something.
mhm,
Because I like, how? We talked about the root chakra. I mean, maybe you start from the bottom and work your
mhm.
way up, I think that is how you're supposed to do it. So maybe we can, take little pieces, maybe, do something
Well,
in our
that's part
little
I know
lives or whatever. Yeah.
I know we're talking about goals and everything, and that's one of my goals is to become a Reiki master.
Yes.
So I
Ah!
want to spread the love, spread the energy, do
Energy,
energy
yes.
work. So
Yes.
work on those chakras because I had it done to me. Oh, I didn't mean to scream like that.
Oh, hey, yeah, I had it done, and it was done to me good.
But someone kept telling me, like, you need to focus on your root chakra and your throat chakra, and I didn't really know what that
Yes.
meant,
Ooh,
but it was so
speak for
true
yourself. Yes, your voice.
because I would be so nervous to speak that I would talk like this because I was so nervous. So, I wanna spread that love too, and I'm the kind of person people feed off of my energy, so I might as
Yes.
be professional about it and do some energy work, help heal the world.
There's classes and stuff too. I have a friend, I
Mhm.
say the word friend, one of my children's mothers, we're
Yes.
friendly. She's big into, crystals and energy and, she's training in Reiki also.
Oh,
And I
cool.
think that's beautiful. And that's a relationship I'd like to foster.
Mhm.
But I'm just really weird around her. But she's weird
Yeah.
too. So we're getting there,
Yeah, you're
but I
getting there, it
gotta
takes time.
yeah, but I just think that's so fascinating. And I do feel like and I wonder if this is something that happens in midlife is, if you're raised with faith or religion or whatever, somehow you find spirituality, you find energy, you
Mhm.
really tap into just the vibes of things. And so there is a whole spiritual awakening that's happening.
Yes.
Um, and I'm just fascinated and I do deeply believe in the energies that we harness in these chakras and how
Mhm.
they align with our body because you can feel in those places. You were talking about the throat chakra and what happens to your voice when you're not in your power
Mhm.
in yourself, like that's crazy. And so there's something to it. And I used to think, oh, that's just like woo, like people are crazy, this is old ladies making up shit.
Yeah.
um but it is, and I have different crystals and things that they can change my energy. And so
Yeah.
I'm really fascinated and interested in learning more about that. Maybe we could have somebody on who can, maybe I'll talk to that friend and see if she wants to come on and talk. Yes. I mean, I have they call them wish stones or worry stones. They're shaped so you can kind of rub them with your thumb. They're flat.
Mhm.
Um, and I've got those that I carry with me. My kids have their own. Um,
No.
and the city's falling. Mo's background falling down.
Get a new background. This is stale. That's gonna be one of my purchases.
A new background. That's so funny.
Oh
But
yeah, speaking
yeah,
of, oh,
go ahead. Speaking of what?
oh no, I said speaking of,
Girl,
we
just
are
let it be.
official.
We are official.
Yeah, we are official podcast. We actually need to update our name on
Yes.
Instagram.
Official. Official. So, yeah, the
Any final
journey.
thoughts?
No, I just, this was a good conversation.
I
I'm leaving this feeling lifted.
Yay! I just want to
Yeah.
say thank you for sharing my journey with me.
You're a big part of my journey. Well, I mean, before we go, I mean, I don't know if we've said this before somewhere else, but I think we had it in private conversation. I
Mm.
do
We're
feel
telling my
that,
business.
well, I'm gonna tell my business. If you want to
I'm
chime
just
in, that's
kidding.
fine. But I do feel like as a final thought for me, I have friends that I've had for a very long time, decades. You are one of them, obviously, but like just, and it's one of very few
Hmm.
that I feel like are family, like chosen
Yeah.
family. And it's another struggle for me to make new friends because I feel like I already got my, like, maybe is that a thing? Maybe that could be a thing. Maybe I don't need any more friends. I got what I need.
No
Like
new friend.
I'm fulfilled. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And so I feel almost like the work that it would take to nurture a new friendship to the place where ours is, maybe they don't need to be to the place where ours is, but I
Yes.
don't know. I feel like I could go to you or I can interact with you or I could feel reminded of who I am through you or through,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna start naming names because I don't know, they
Yeah,
want their business out here. But
exactly.
it's like, again, that assumed familiarity that we don't like and all that kind
Mhm.
of stuff. I mean, it feels fake to me when I know I've got real, which that's
Yeah.
weird. I don't want to be weird. I'm not trying to be too weird with you, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like sometimes I feel like that confidence can come out as I mean, what do you call it? Assumed familiarity because
Yeah.
they're just so confident they just feel comfortable and familiar with you. So they're just talking.
Yeah, and I'm not that person. And I
Yeah.
sometimes I blame it on like, hey, I have an HR background and a legal
Mhm.
background. Like, I'm not trying to hug anybody. I don't touch people weird. I'm
Yeah.
not sharing too much of my information, like you're not
Mhm.
going to get to know me in
Yeah.
one or two meetings. It's going to
Oh
take some
no.
time. But
Yeah.
then I know everybody else's business. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? And I'm like, I didn't ask for that. So why are you sharing? Why are you so quick to give me all your stuff?
Yeah,
Like,
like like that happens to me in Ubers, or used to at least, not here in
yes.
New York a lot, where people just pour out their soul and it's like,
It's
what?
like an assault. That's an emotional assault. Like, I didn't ask for this. We have not consented to all
Dumping.
this stuff. Yes, I have not. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm. Anyways.
I think we did talk about this on Love is Blind, the no new friend.
Yeah, okay. Cause I'm just like, this is a theme.
Yeah,
It's a theme. Too
it
much.
is. I think for me, I just want that Love is Blind night in real life. And so I want to get to that level with some
Yes.
people locally because it's just special. So it can be social. I just don't want it to be superficial. I think that's the main thing. I can't do surface relationships. So I
Yeah.
need to have a bond with them. And that forming a bond is hard, especially when
Yeah.
you want to be your authentic self and you don't let others determine your self-esteem. Then it's
Yeah.
hard because that's that game out there. Everybody's playing it. This manipulation, this popular person, cool person, all that stuff from high school is,
Yes. High school is very much an effect in your 40s.
yes.
It's an effect with the moms that pick up, like it
Mhm.
still exists. Mean
Yep.
Girls and stuff. But
Hmm.
I mean, I guess you just got to work on yourself and be present in the moment. That's all I can ask of myself right now.
Amen.
So, well, it's been
All
nice
right.
talking to you.
Been nice talking to you too, girl.
I hope you go somewhere and like just walk around and get you some coffee and just show everybody like, look
Oh
at
no,
me.
it's a rainy day. So I'm not
So,
going anywhere. I'm gonna go
so,
live.
ooh,
I'm
okay.
gonna go
Yeah, go
live.
live, girl. Okay.
All right. Love you.
I
Bye.
love you too. Bye.